Peace, beloved, and welcome back to my channel, The Holistic Mystic. Today we are going to be talking about squares. I'm really excited because, like I usually say in all my videos, I kind of have a more deeper understanding of astrology, and I really like to intuit and, you know, just discover the wisdom that's within me and what the wisdom has to say about these aspects in astrology and the signs and everything. If you haven't seen me before, hi, my name is Emerald and I'm so happy that you're here. Go ahead and just like this video and subscribe down below. You're already feeling it. I already know it. So I'm going to dive deep into astrology. Hopefully you already know astrology at this point, because I like to kind of stretch the limits. So let's go ahead and get into talking about squares and how they're actually so foundational and so important in your charts, and nothing that you should be afraid of. Alright, so squares. Squares are when a planet is 90 degrees apart from another planet and they make a square shape. Now in the chart, this can cause a lot of friction, this can cause a lot of tension, and it's kind of difficult to deal with, you know, per the astrology kind of agreement. It's difficult to deal with, but I see squares in a new way, and I think that if we take a look at our squares in our chart, we might be able to quite literally build the future and build the life that is destined for us according to our charts. So when we look at the 90-degree angle, let's look at the numbers first. Okay, so 9 represents that ending, right? Something that wants to end and a new beginning that wants to flourish. The 0 in that means that it's infinite. So you have infinite tries, infinite possibilities, and infinite moments where you can create a more solid foundation with whatever you're trying to come into contact with. More solid foundation for whatever planets are communicating in this beautiful square. So squares can come up as, why does this keep happening to me? What's going on? Why is this like a kind of a pattern? I see squares as kind of patterns as well, and you can get stuck in a loop when you're trying to deal with your particular square. Now I'm going to go through some personal planets and what that could look like when your personal planet is squaring another planet, but the thing is, I'm trying to look at the more optimistic, you know, point of view of this, and I'm trying to see where you can build and how this is actually going to help the planet that it's being squared by. Okay, so obviously there's so many different planets that can be squared with each other, so I'm not going to go through the list like that, but I'm just going to go through the personal planets and how that could feel and how that could help you navigate your hardships or the tension that's building, you know, in your life undercover, you know, behind closed doors. People don't really know about your squares, you know, it's not something that you say. People more probably see your sextiles and your trines in your chart because that's more easy. That's something that's more relatable and just, you know, easy for you to flow with. So your squares are kind of like a hidden shadow part of you. So let's go ahead and just kind of nitpick how this could be really helpful actually for you instead. Okay, so a rule about squares is that squares don't want you to cut any corners. Squares don't want you to cut no corners, right? So that's kind of a hard angle. And usually in sacred geometry, when you're looking at, you know, the earth and sacred geometry in regards to the universe and the figures that keep coming up, you know, like spirals and circles and stars and things like that, squares are a little bit more different, and it kind of does represent a different look at things, like an angular kind of thing instead of a more, you know, feminine shape. I feel like a square is definitely a masculine shape because it's so like strict and structured, and if you think about it, all of the buildings are being made with like squares, and they want us to be in this very like square like box, like literally living in a box. So yeah, you want to figure out how you can make that box custom made to you. Okay, if there's going to be a square, that just means that there's something that needs to be built that could have been broken down in your past life or in your chart, something that has always caused some type of resentment to come up or feeling of like, why, and you know, this is hard for me, something like that. Like, it just kind of feels like sometimes you're building by yourself, and you are, because this square is something that is, you know, it is powerful in your chart, and you should definitely take a look at it over the sextiles and the trines. Don't not look at the bad parts. It's like the shadow part. Again, it's just the shadow part of you that feels inadequate sometimes, but you are building something very important here with your squares, and if you know what you're looking at, you can use that power and leverage yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to the 9 really quick. Like the 90 degrees kind of stood out to me because it's not, you know, it's not 100 degrees. it's 90 degrees apart, and so that's what creates that angle. Because if they were 100 degrees, I feel like, you know, that would be the perfect kind of opposition, but that's 180. So, you know, what's interesting is just the shape that it takes as in the square and as a friction point. So whatever it's pointing at in your chart, you know, it's coming from two different you know, kind of aspects. Look at it in your chart and see where it's actually pointing to, especially if you have like a whole square. If it's just a square that's just across, then, you know, think of it kind of like an opposition in a way where the planets are just trying to communicate their wants and needs in order to get this kind of thing built. So let's go through the planets right now. I'm pretty excited for this because I was just kind of thinking, I'd had this thought in my mind for a while talking about squares, but I didn't really know how it would look. And so I've given myself time because I've had this video in my mind for at least like 2-3 months, and like honestly longer. And I was like, okay, so what am I going to talk about? Because I didn't think I wrote any notes for this, but I knew I needed to record it and share it. So this just came out, this channel just came out, so that's why I'm looking at my notes over here. When it comes to the sun square, okay, like if your sun is squaring any planets, think of the square as adding to your battery pack, you know, adding to your health bar, your health meter, your vitality. Your square with the sun could feel really difficult sometimes because that thing would be draining your energy. So make sure that you're finding out how to have the planet actually add energy to you, you know, in regards to that square. It's like, how can we work together? Look at that other planet, you know, whether it's Mars, Venus, or Mercury. Look at how it's squaring your sun sign and make sure that you are tapping into its strengths rather than its weaknesses, and that will help you with your vitality. You know, it wants to help you, it wants to boost you up, it wants to increase your life force, and that's what your sun is. And it wants to help you towards your purpose by building something that's very unique to you. It's like part of your purpose that no one else can touch. And if you have your sun square another planet, like that is actually real good key element. Like you can just grab from that planet, you know, even in a conjunction, like that's nice. But a 90 degrees, like someone that's like always in your corner. Think of someone like always in your corner. Oh, I love that. That's kind of how it feels, especially with the sun here. So for the moon square, like if you have your moon squaring any planets, I personally have my moon squaring 2 planets, and I haven't even really thought about it, to be honest. Like I'm not sure if I want to like channel it right now and like think about it right now, like in front of you, but I bet like, okay, maybe I will a little bit because these are like my placements and I feel like I could help somebody if this did happen. But I do have moon squaring Venus. And I have moon squaring Jupiter. So let's see, like how can that actually come up, you know, in someone's life? Definitely, well, you'll hear when I talk about Venus, but it's just, you know, wanting and needing certain things. You know, you have a bigger list, okay? Especially when it comes to your moon squaring something, your moon is already kind of like, leave me alone. And if it's squaring something, it's like, oh gosh, like I have to build something, you know. It's just like, it's the loner that wants to be alone, and whatever planet it's squaring, it's like you're always going to be talking to that person. Just start to think of a square as like your best friend, and you guys are building something, but you're different. Like you two are totally different people, but you're still going to build something, and that makes it more unique, right? So this is especially on an emotional side when it comes to the moon, because you're just feeling into all of that, and you're putting up blockages, you're putting up different boundaries. You're helping that heart kind of stay pure, and that's important. Like you're letting your emotional space try different things, but in a more safer place. You know, you can get your squares triggered by different things, but overall the moon is so important to take care of your emotional health. So yes. So let's say that you've got Mars, okay, square a planet. This is coming down to your willpower. Like how far are you willing to go? How far can you stretch your masculine energy? I feel like if you have Mars square something, that's real good, because that's like having Mars as your partner and you're like going through the wilderness and you need a good strong person with you. Mars is like, I'm down. Like your Mars probably wants to build things. Your Mars probably just wants to get it done. So make sure that you're looking at the positive side, because I am seeing like you can trigger your anger. You can trigger certain things if you're not careful about how to treat your Mars in this square. So I would say like via all the planets, just make sure that you're not getting your Mars like angry, and that you're just kind of doing things naturally how your Mars wants to do it. Inspired action. That is the masculine power, which is inspired action. You feel inspired to do something, you go do it. So honor that within your Mars during the square, especially whatever planet it's squaring. Try to honor the fact that you have inspired action and that you need to build when you have the energy to. It's like, I need to build now. Like, I just finished recharging, like, let me go build, you know? So take care, make sure that you're not overextending your Mars, like, because sometimes your Mars sign will want to go hardcore, but there could also be a divine reason for that. Like, maybe you might not have the energy later to do it, so do it now. But yeah, so consider that. True high maintenance. Okay, so when I channeled this was kind of cool. Your Venus square, okay? So if your Venus planet is squaring any other planets, honestly, this is expanding your capacity for love, for contracts, for partnerships. This is like asking you, okay, you've already got like your beautiful house, now let's renovate. Let's add on something. Venus square anything, it's just you living your princess dreams, your prince or princess dreams, and you ask for something and it's getting done. Like, can we add on a balcony, or can we add on, you know, a garden? So you're gonna have to work at it, right? So this is something that you're gonna have to work at, and you're gonna feel proud of it when it's finished, because it's something that your heart wants. It's something that you want in a relationship. It's something that you genuinely value and that you feel like you need in a relationship. So that's going to be really important to look at your Venus squares, because it's leading you to a more dynamic and more complete version of the love and the companionship and the partnerships that you need in your life. So you know what's also interesting is, like, this would be the true high maintenance. Like, if your Venus is squaring anything, like, you really are like more high maintenance. And it's because you just have more wants, needs, and desires, and you're always evolving too, like a square, because you're building something and you might build it and be like, I don't really like that, let's try something different. You're always going to be evolving your tastes and like what you like. So take a look at your Venus squaring anything. Okay, and the last one would be Mercury. So this is super interesting what came down. I was like, what? But you know, how can you see through deceptions and lies and create a more solid foundation in your communication structure? Like, you could actually change the way that people communicate around you. You can change the way that, you know, obviously you communicate with people, but it could be in a more fascinating, expanded, knowledgeable, wise kind of way when you have squares to your Mercury, because Mercury, it's just air, right? It's kind of like ether. So it's like, what are you adding? It has to be something that is vibration. So whatever your Mercury is squaring, whatever planet it's squaring, take a look at its like essence and its vibration, not necessarily like the planet, like what it does, but like, you know, the essence of the planet, the vibration, because that's what's going to be affecting Mercury and the square. And that's just so beautiful to, you know, get insight on, because that's so true. It feels resonant within me just saying this, and this is the first time I've heard it, so you're hearing it with me. But yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I love that so much. So listen, I do offer astrology readings. My astrology readings are over 3 hours long. They are very much in depth. I've analyzed over 180 charts. I absolutely love astrology down, because when I read your chart, I receive in the moment channelings like I am right now. So book a reading with me. It is 100% worth the price, and the cost is going up, okay? I'm not playing. So I'll see you on the flip side, and I'm just sending you so much love. And thanks for getting deep with me. Thanks for tuning into the Elevated Wisdom. And I'm sending so much love. Peace. Bye.